when Bob Iger quasi-retired from the company, because he did not retire from the company. Bob Iger was still calling a lot of shots behind the scenes. He didn't retire from nothing. But when he left the company, the stock was at like $198. Now it is at $98. It has lost almost 50% of its market value. Disney is not doing well as a company. And I was just letting people know, I was having a discussion with somebody else about like, oh, what are the worlds and the levels that you would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4 and things like that. And they brought up, it's like, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if Strange World was a level in Kingdom Hearts? And I'm just like, that's never gonna happen. You are never going to see Strange World in not just a Kingdom Hearts game, but in but really in anything going forward, because it lost so much money for the company. It lost so much money for the company. Oh my word. What is going on? Ow. Darn it, this is not... Alright, well the monkeys are very powerful, and they don't like me. But yeah, Strange World lost a lot of money for the company. I thought I closed the keyhole. Why are there still enemies here? Anyway, the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever came out. It did well, like 700, 800 million. I think it's like 750 million. But, Black Panther 1 was made over $1 billion. So, they've lost what they expected. They were expecting something at least $1 billion, if not even greater, and they didn't get it. So, and before that, what else was it that just came out that didn't make any money for them? There was another... pretty much all the Marvel movies. All the Marvel movies except for Spider-Man No Way Home have been successful, but not the mega successfuls that Disney was hoping for. They always put the best image forward, but like Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange 2, just about anything that also had a day-and-day plus on the Disney Plus release, none of it has been successful, really successful. And they've lost a lot of money on Disney Plus as well, because they were just pumping out content, and like, they were just making anything for the sake of anything, without actually looking into like, is this actually going to be popular? And I'm like, hey, good for you, all of you, if you want to see Hocus Pocus 2. I didn't, and I didn't watch it. Good for you if you want to see Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. I admit, it looked interesting. I didn't watch it, because I didn't care enough to do it. And apparently that's reflective in a lot of the other people who are buying or subscribing to Disney Plus. They're not getting the subscribers that they originally thought they were going to do, and the money is just running out. And this is why I say a lot of this started with Bob Iger, because this wouldn't be a problem if Disney had a lot of money in the bank. But they don't anymore, because they went into massive debt during Bob Iger, because Bob Iger went on a shopping spree and bought Pixar, bought Marvel, bought Lucasfilm, and bought 20th Century Fox. He spent so much money, Disney's money, that they owe a lot of money to investors and bankers and things like that. Which is why Bob Chapek started cutting costs. Because he's like, we need to start making not just a profit, but the massive profits. And that's going to continue with Bob Iger. So you're going to see cuts. You are going to see more expensive items. You are going to see a lot of stuff that people were blaming Bob Chapek for. It's going to continue under Bob Iger because they don't have a choice. Because if they don't do something about that debt, there's a very real possibility that Disney is going to have to start selling off some stuff. I mean, I don't know if they're going to sell. I don't think they would ever sell, like, say, Marvel outright. But if it got really bad, they might sell Marvel Comics. Because Disney doesn't care about making comic books, but they do care about movies. They might sell the comic book license of Marvel. They could shut down Marvel Comics as a company and then just license the characters out to other comic book companies and like, hey, this independent company or this company, you want to make a Spider-Man book? Go ahead, make a Spider-Man book. It'll be Spider-Man from Marvel Comics, published by DC Comics or something like that, or Image Comics or something like that. These are all ways that Disney can start saving money, and it's not outside the realm of possibility. It's been a while. Hey, Squash, how are you doing? Would you like a new way of thinking of those monkeys and several new enemies in this version? So you think that Disney could potentially go into bankruptcy? Instinctively, I would say I don't think so. However, what none of us know is how bad it is behind the scenes. And Disney does have some stuff that makes them a lot of money. The parks make them a lot of money. The cruise lines make them a lot of money. The question is it making them enough money? It's kind of like how... something that a lot of people have been complaining about recently is, Elon Musk buying Twitter. And there's a lot of people who have been saying, like, oh, ever since Elon Musk bought Twitter, it's been terrible. I admit, I use Twitter. I haven't seen the difference. I don't use it as much as other people do. I basically just post clips of my Twitch streams on Twitter, and then I just cut out. But I haven't seen any substantial differences. However, I do know that one of the differences between how Elon is running Twitter versus how it was run before was he fired a lot of people. Like over 50% of the staff. And like I said, I haven't noticed a difference. Which means a lot of those people that he fired probably were completely redundant and didn't need to have a job. How much of that is going on at the Disney Corporation right now? How many departments, job positions are there in the Disney Corporation that have no real reason to exist? And when things get really bad, just the layoffs start happening. Disney hasn't done any massive layoffs yet, but you might remember a couple months ago, it made kind of a stink where Bob Chapek was like, we're doing a hiring freeze. We're not hiring anybody new. We're not doing anything new. This is our core people, and that's it. And a lot of people are like, what's that about? That's a red flag right there. But I think the terminations are going to start happening at Disney. I don't know when, but like I said, it all depends on how much money they could start ranking in. And if they don't start having some massive successes in the next couple of financial quarters, those cuts, those terminations, those firings, those selling of certain agencies and departments, they're going to have to happen because they're just too far in debt. So, like I said, I don't foresee them like going into complete bankruptcy, but they're going to have to start selling some departments. For example, this happened about 2 or 3 years ago. People don't know how many tech departments Disney has, where they just have engineers and crews who are working on brand new technologies, mostly animatronic technologies for their parks or for the ride vehicles and things like that. You've probably seen the videos of over in California, the Marvel land they have in California. They have this animatronic Spider-Man that just swings through the air, does a backflip, and it kind of lands against a building or lands onto a map. But it's basically an animatronic, and they just have a trebuchet who just flings him into the air, and the animatronic kind of curls into a ball and just swings down. It's cool. Well, Disney didn't buy that from somebody else. They didn't hire somebody else to do that. They had an in-house AI tech department work on that. And they have the patent on the technology because they made it. Disney had a lot of other departments like that as well. So when the financial problems first started with the shutdowns, with the pandemic, the COVID, and everything like that, 1 or 2 of those departments were one of the first things that Disney sold off. They're like, we're not using this thing anymore. It's too expensive. We need to cut costs. We need to save money. You guys, I don't know if they just fired everybody or if they just sold those branches off to other places. Or maybe they even went independent. I don't know. But that's the type of thing you're going to see happen if Disney gets really bad financially. I mean, keep in mind, like, Disney Interactive, the people that the credits pop up to at the beginning of this game, That was Disney's video game department back in the day. This no longer exists. They shut down Disney Interactive. They shut down their video game studio because Disney was trying to make in-house video games and they could just never get it to work. They would make, not Kingdom Hearts because this was more Squaresoft, but like Disney Infinity or other games like that. And they would turn a profit, but not enough for Disney to go, the profit or the money you're making justifies your existence. No, eventually they just went, you were supposed to make us a lot of money, and you just made us some money. We're not interested in some money, we're interested in a lot of money, so they shut it down. And that's what Disney is going to look at their financial sheets and go, what departments are making us a lot of money, and what departments are making us some money. That's why I say it is not outside the realm of possibilities that... Exactly, it's all about the Benjamins, Squash. I also have not seen the difference on Twitter yet. Sorry, I haven't heard it in a while. That's okay, Squash. Go to town. It's okay. But that's why I say it's possible that you will see Disney sell off branches or departments of certain things that they own. So they, like I said, they're not going to sell Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios are the ones who make Marvel films. But will they disband or liquefy Marvel Comics? Because how much money do comic books make Disney? How much money do comic books make in general? Comics have not been selling well for like the last 10, 15 years. And even then, when they do make money, they make a little bit of money. And that was fine when the comic book companies were them by themselves running the show. So like when Marvel Comics was just Marvel Comics, they had a studio in New York and they had a staff of, I don't know how many people work for Marvel Comics, let's just say 100 people. When they had a staff of 100 people and they just had to pay those 100 people, they go, all right, well, we have to sell enough comic books to pay all these 100 people and pay our rent every month. And to do that, we need to make, let's say, again, I'm just going to make up some numbers here, $10 million. So they sell their comics, they make their comics, they sell their comics, and every year Marvel would make... Golly. Every year Marvel would make $10,500,000. So they would go, we made enough money to pay our rent, to pay our employees, and we made a little bit of cheddar at the end, $500,000. And we can do whatever we want with this $500,000. Hire new people, give everybody a bonus, or whatever. Well, Disney comes along, buys Marvel outright, and goes, okay, the Marvel movies are making us hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office. Marvel Comics is making us $500,000 annually. Why do we still have this? Because here we have these people over here who are making us hundreds of millions of dollars, and these people over here who are making us not even $1 million. And we still have to spend money managing them, taking time to watch out for them, the legalities, the copyrights, and like just having them exist is giving us work. And do the money that they bring in warrant the amount of time and effort and work that we have to put into just keeping them around? Right now, Disney is going, yeah, it's worth it. What's it going to be like in another 2 months, 6 months? Is Disney going to look at like Marvel Comics and go, nah, we don't need them, and we don't want somebody else to own them, so let's just liquefy them. We're going to own the copyrights, we're going to own the brand, but we're just not going to make comics anymore, at least not once a month. Maybe they'll keep Marvel Comics around, but then instead of having monthly comics, you'll just have, all right, we're going to write a Spider-Man story, and it's going to come out like in the manga. I'm not saying they're going to make mangas, but it's going to be like, they'll just make graphic novels. They'll make story collections, and there'll be a Spider-Man story that comes out like once or twice a year, or maybe like every 2 or 3 years. They might start making comics like they do movies, where we don't get a Spider-Man movie every year. We get a Spider-Man every couple of years, because they work out the script, they do all of that stuff, and they're just like, we're going to take our time with it. That might be what happens with comics, because, I mean, you you know how I know it's a really bad place for comic books right now? Just go to your local bookstore. Go to your local Barnes & Noble or Borders, if those are still around, and go to the comic area and look at the racks and racks and racks and racks of manga, and take a look at the 2 racks of comic books. People are buying manga. They're not buying comic books anymore, and it's reflective in the sales and how much people carry them at your bookstores. And that's why I say, I'm like, I don't know how much longer Marvel Comics, or even DC Comics, because Warner Brothers is in their own financial problems right now anyway. I don't know how long those companies are going to last as publishers, unless they start either raking in a lot more money, or if the people who are in charge of the company just go, I'm okay with them making just a little bit of money. It's more important that they're doing something and that they're open and we own them than them being shut down. And this review. Hi there, I'm back now. Sorry if it took so long. I swear if they stop making comics, I will cry because I love comics. Squash, they're not going to stop making comics. But how they make comics are going to stop. Because, I mean, my point is, do you need, like, especially with Marvel, like, how many Spider-Man titles are at Marvel Comics right now? They publish, like, 4 to 6 to 8 Spider-Man comics. There's Web of Spider-Man, there's Amazing Spider-Man, there's Spider-Man and Friends, there's Spider-Man Family, there's Spider-Man 2099, or how many other, whatever, Tangled, the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Tangled Web of Spider-Man. How many comic books of Spider-Man do you need? Maybe Marvel goes, we're putting out 15 different comic books every month. Maybe we only need to put out like 3 or 4 comic books a month. Maybe we don't need to make a Ghost Rider comic book. Maybe Ghost Rider is just a character who appears in comic books from our other characters. Maybe we just need to have Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Avengers, and like 4 or 5 other titles. And that's what comes out once a month. Just like 7 titles or 6 titles a month. Not the 15 to 30 that we're pumping out now. Not everybody needs a comic. Or, like I was saying before, maybe what they do is something more akin to how they do their movie schedules, which is, like I said, they don't make a Doctor Strange movie every single year. A Doctor Strange movie comes out every couple of years, but when you get that Doctor Strange movie, it's the full story. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It has all 3 acts within the movie. Well, maybe they are going to start making comic books more like graphic novel collections of comics, where they just collect issues 1 through 6 and it's one full story arc. Well, maybe they're going to start doing things like that, where they're not going to release, here's all 6 issues together. It's, here's a Spider-Man graphic novel. It's a complete story. It's 300 pages long. It's maybe about the size of a manga, or as thick of a manga, or maybe less. Maybe they're going to treat comic books more like, what's an example? I'm trying to think of a comic book that wasn't released individually, but they just released the whole thing, like in one shot, one full collection. Like Batman the Killing Joke. Batman the Killing Joke, I don't believe so, was released as one complete story. Like, it didn't have like Batman the Killing Joke issues 1, 2, 3, and 4. It was just like, here, this is a book. It's about Batman and the Joker. It's called The Killing Joke. Here's the entire story in this one graphic novel. It's more expensive than a regular comic because it's bigger than a regular comic. It's more story than a regular comic. But here's just this story. And this isn't going to be a monthly title. This is just a Batman story. And then it's done. That might be the future of comics, where we just get Spider-Man stories every month or 2, or just whenever there's a good Spider-Man story to be told. Because again, do we need monthly Spider-Man? Because I can tell you this, monthly comics are one of the problems with comics. Because you have to keep on coming up with these stories. And if you're a comic fan, Squash, you know there have been some really, really, really bad runs of your favorite superhero. I mean, we wouldn't have Spider-Man One More Day, where they took away his marriage to Mary Jane, if Spider-Man comics weren't coming out every single month. Let's see. If it's owned, then technically it's still not that thing. It's that they have the rights to do it. So, like, if some other people are like, or something, they fill in for them while they haven't. They've always done, but so many more. Now, do you want a new idea on looking at those monkeys and new enemies in Final Mix, like the clone shuffle thing in Tarzan? I mean, it's okay, Luna. I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. Downsizing I can live with, but outright stopping will make me throw hands. Well, that's... Yeah, Big Hero 6 ain't nothing like the comics, and it's under more of the Disney category than Marvel, so it's not a Marvel thing, it's a Disney thing. But technically, if we're talking this, then yeah, Marvel has already been in this franchise, but want prob Marvel like The Avenger, for example. And I agree, not monthly Spider-Man comics. Well, I mean, not monthly anything. If you don't have a story to tell, just stop. I want comics, like one of my favorite comic books for the last, at this point, probably 10, 15 years, is the comic run of Lock and Key. Some of you have probably seen the Netflix series of Lock and Key. I'll tell you, I watched the first season and stopped. Because I was like, just like most Netflix adaptations, I was like, this sucks. I hate it. They're getting some stuff right, but they're getting a lot of other stuff wrong, and I don't want anything to do with this. But the reason why I like Lock and Key is because it has several volumes of the comics, but more importantly, it has an ending. It has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. And the end is great. It has a definitive ending. They could probably do spin-offs, but not with the Locke family. They could do like prequels, and like they could continue the story, but that story of that family, that has a definitive ending. And because of that, I got a sense of closure from the comic, and I'm like, this is good. This is perfect. I love this. And I walk away and I think back of it fondly. And I tell other people, I highly recommend Lock and Key. It's a great book. It's worth your time. It's what I say about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the greatest, not just animated TV shows I've ever seen, it's one of the greatest TV shows I've ever seen. It's fabulous. Why is it fabulous? 3 seasons. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Wonderful. Yes, they did Korra after the fact, but honestly, I think Korra does a lot of damage to Avatar. And other than, like, honestly, they should have just stopped at season 1 of Korra, which is, I think, honestly, all that they had planned. I think they only were going to make 1 season of The Legend of Korra, but then Nickelodeon was like, here's more money, make us more. Oh, we don't have any ideas, make us more. We have 1 year to get this out. Ah! And that's why everybody hates season 2, because I think they had to make that in a panic and a rush. But anyway, yeah, I despise a lot of The Legend of Korra. But yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, beautiful, wonderful, because they knew their story already, they knew where it ended, and then they ended it. And now I look back on that series, not just fondly, I almost romanticize that series. It's so good. It's exceptional. Let's see here. They even do, not monthly, they even do that with manga technically, as the larger series get compiled books with multiple issues, and yes, so many comics are horrific. Oh yeah, the script just needs to be a natural, not forced. I've heard of it. I know it's not. I have not seen it. Is it just Marvel and DC Comics or others? I'd say just them. Never too old for a comic. Long drawn-out series like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure need a good idea, and sometimes we've seen enough of a character or their storyline just isn't great. And with the JoJo example, there's 8 separate stories just in the same universe. And sent too early. Sorry. I'll check out Lock and Key then. Sounds good. Yeah, the Lock and Key comic book is great. But yeah, when it comes to mangas, there are a lot of manga series which have just been going on too long, and you definitely want to have an ending planned, and that's usually what manga does. They usually just have a run, and then that's it. I mean, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I don't know how long JoJo Bizarre Adventure is going to go on for, probably as long as the creator wants it to, but I mean, he basically already did a reboot, where he changed characters, and now it's, I mean, I'm not keeping up with JoJo, admittedly. I used to read JoJo back in the 90s, when it was just Jotaro and the others, but now, I mean, I know there's like his daughter or his sister is the main character, and that's kind of like the reboot that they've done, not quite a reboot, but he's eventually, even the creator was like, I'm not writing about Joestar anymore. I don't want to deal with Star Platinum anymore. I'm moving on to something else. But I know that the creator, I forget his name, but the creator of My Hero Academia has also already said, it's like, this is going to come to a close. It's not happening soon, but I have an ending in mind, and we are getting towards the end of My Hero Academia. I don't know how many more volumes it's going to be, but I'm going to end this in the future. And my attitude is good, because I love My Hero Academia, and I want you to end it on a high note. I want this story to have closure, so I can go to people and go, this is great. It's long, but this whole run, this whole comic, this whole manga is wonderful. You'll have a good time. One Piece, I've mentioned this before, Squash. When people say, hey, you like anime? I'm like, yeah, I like anime. It's like, you need to watch One Piece. You need to watch Bleach. You need to watch Fairy Tail. And I'm like, no, because those things all have like 500, 600 episodes. I'm not investing that kind of time. Unless there is another, pandemic shutdown, and I've just got 6 months at home with nothing to do, I'm not watching it. Like, that's the only reason why I watched Parks and Recreation. I didn't watch it when it was on TV, but the world shut down for 3 months, and I was at home, not going to work at Disney, so I was like, what's on Netflix? And like, oh, Parks and Rec. People recommended this. I'll watch it, and I watched all 6 seasons while I was on furlough from Disney. See, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are like, we got World 2, save Heartless or destroying the world. We gotta stop and attack them, and there are other buttholes. Yeah. I'm sure these guys are just enjoying their downtime in this hotel. No idea what they're on about, but let's go. Since the 80s, reset the universe. So part 6 reset the universe. So part 6 of JoJo reset the universe, and Pokemon too. Pokemon just, I'm sorry, Pokemon needs like a dark, gritty reboot where somebody comes out and just goes, Pokemon are disease. There's too many, and it's just time for a cleansing. Let the holy fire that I bring from my mighty sword just start swiping down Pokemon left and right. Because I've said it before, there are too many gosh darn Pokemon. You used to do the Pokemon rap in like 5 minutes or less. Now you need like a 6-hour musical to sing all the different Pokemon. And the newest Pokemon that came out, now we have Pokemon with wheels. That's against God and nature. That's an abhorrent monstrosity. That shouldn't be allowed. Ethnic cleansing, just Pokemon cleansing. Just wipe them all out. I'm done with them. I used to like My Hero Academia. I just stopped liking it. And Digimon. And the rest. Fairy Tail, I don't think was worth it to binge for me. It's just Marvel and DC or other comics. Well, I mean, Huggy, there are a lot of different comic book companies. Just Marvel, DC, Image are the big ones. I mean, there's Antarctic Press, there's Advent, there's, there used to be CrossGen, there's, Broadside Comics, there's, what's another comic book company? I mean, there's a lot of comic book companies, which are just really, really small that you don't hear about. I mean, Cartoon Books is one of my favorite comic book companies, but they only ever published one comic book. Bone, one of my, if not my favorite comic book of all time. And the reason why they only published that one book was because the guy who drew and wrote Bone, Jeff Smith, who also ended his comic book at issue 55. He had an ending, which is why Bone is magnificent as well. He wanted to self-publish the book, so he just made up a company, Cartoon Books, and he just published it under that name. So he kept all the royalties and all the rights to the book. Part 9 is supposed to be the final part of Jiba, and I'm pretty sure. Anyway, moving on, never mind about the 4 now, but interesting though. Okay, let's continue. Not telling you what to just say. This interesting, just said it's fine. Deal with it. Let's carry on, now go. Okay, well, I mean, it's interesting that you say carry on because, well, Huggy, it is 4 o'clock. So we have hit the halfway point of this stream. You know what? Actually, here's an experiment. Okay, these knuckleheads have just been sitting here. Okay, time 11 hours. I want to see something. How do I How do I need to find a safe spot. Okay. Oh, there's one. There should be one in Merlin's room. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, they're gone. Well, fancy that. Wonder what happened to them. Okay. So, like I said, 11 hours and 5 minutes. I'm gonna see something here. Menu. No, not that. Where is it? Save menu? Menu. Save menu? No, okay. Let's go to this. Yeah. Returning to the tile screen. That's fine. File mix. Yeah. Load. 45 minutes. At least 45 minutes. That's how long I prattled on about comics and Disney and all of that. Oh, crap. All the way back here, huh? Revisit. Yeah, I know. Okay, come on. Let's go. Alright, let's go back to Traverse Town. Okay, accessory shop. And doing this green thing. Come on, do the green thing. Thank you! Skip. Can I skip this? I cannot skip this. Yes, synthesizing, blah, 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 yes, I'm aware. Okay, and then we got this, synthesizing, and I don't really have anything that I can... Wait! Created 6. Can I... Where's the other ones? Okay, energy bangle, do that one. Do that one. Okay. Now, are there more? But didn't I... Okay, makes a cottage. Weren't there more? I remember there being more. Talk. Why are you not talking? There they are! Okay. Mega Ether, Golem Chain, synthesize. Okay. I guess the more you synthesize, the more, that unlocks. That does make sense. Okay. Well, Squash, that's actually one of the reasons why I'm even giving it a shot right now, because Kingdom Hearts, there's a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I've mentioned this before, so I played this game 20 years ago when it first came out. And it was like a crazy Squaresoft, like really sanctimonious, abstract, whatever nonsense. But I was like, yeah, it's fine, you know, whatever. But then, they came out with all these, like, Kingdom Hearts 1.6, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and etc., etc. A bunch of games which I just did not play. Because I didn't have a Game Boy, I didn't have any of the, whatevers that those were on. And then Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and I played that, and I just like, I have no idea what's going on. Who are these characters? What is all this? I don't understand. And that kind of, I don't want to say ruined it for me, but... Hi, I was checking to see if you were going to give me a present. Hi, puppies. What are you doing? I want to see if you... Bogo? I want to see Bogo, Yogo, Jogo, or whatever your names are. I want to see if you were going to give me a present for bringing your puppies back. Okay. If I walk back in there and you're the last room, will you give me a present? Oh my goodness, they're adorable. Oh my goodness, can I turn on TV for you? No, I can't. Darn it. But anyway, so I wasn't planning on playing these games or anything, but when I popped up my PlayStation Essentials, you know, the PlayStation Game Pass, Kingdom Hearts, final mix, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, like the whole series, including Kingdom Hearts 3, is on PlayStation Essentials right now. You can play them all. I'm like, well, gosh, should I try and play the Kingdom Hearts franchise? I mean, I liked it once upon a time, and if the whole thing is available, maybe I should give Kingdom Hearts a go. Maybe I should give Kingdom Hearts a chance. So I'm giving Kingdom Hearts a chance. Like someone was mentioning, if I just beeline through the storyline, I can beat this in like 30 hours, which is feasible, doable, and not so offensive. If I try and do 100% completion, it's over 100 hours. No. That won't happen. I don't think so. Okay, so what am I doing here? Should I revisit Hercules? W menu. Do I have enough stuff for one of these other blueprints? I still don't. I don't care about any of those. Oh, this one's better. This one's slightly better. The siren. It's faster. Okay, can I build this? Oh, no. Well, how does it? No, fine, whatever. Exit. Alright, fine, forget you. Are we still playing this game? Then yeah. Pongo Perdita. Oh, that and the music is garbage. What? Of Kingdom Hearts? I think the music is fine. It's not great. It's fine. Alright, let's warp drive to Endor. Coliseum Gates. Is there a green thing here? There's a white one. And yep, here's a green one. Okay, what is this? What do these do? What are we doing? What is this? What? What? Spray your wings. Future heroes. The Pegasus Cup starts soon. I don't know what that is. Wait, what? What is it? Wait, why is this targeted? Burning brightly. What happens if it goes out? Well, people would probably be very mad at me. Let's do it.
Deep freeze.
Wait, I want...
Deep freeze. Here.
Oh, there. That did it. Come on. No. There. Yeah, thank you.
Deep freeze.
Okay. Is it possible for me to do more than one at once?
Deep freeze.
Okay. Turn the camera. You lousy. No good.
Deep freeze.
Did that take it? Did that do it? That did it. Okay. And then deep freeze.
See ya.
Alright, 2 more. Do I have enough magic for it? We're gonna find out. Okay, Herc, is this okay? Because I'm gonna keep on doing it. Assuming it's okay.
Deep freeze.
Alright, they're all out. Okay, and then something boing 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 boinged. What boing boing? What was the boing boing boing? But just... Ah, there we are. What is this? Is this cool? Holy G? What is that? What's a holy G? High power, full size engine. Okay. And let's see this here. And somebody just popped their head into my door, so I think somebody actually needs me for something. So anyway, like I said before, it's after 4 o'clock. which means it's time for our mid-stream break anyway. So we're going to shut things down here just for about 10-15 minutes. Gives me a chance to go refill my coffee, go to the bathroom, get something yum-yum in my tum-tum, and see what the world of that was about. But we're going to be back, but we're not going to be returning with Kingdom Hearts. Sorry. We're going to continue Kingdom Hearts on Monday because we, and by that I mean me, promised somebody that we were going to play some Paladins. That's right, Willie. You came in just in time for me to say, when we come back, we're going to play some Paladins. So if you're into that, if you're interested, stick around. But anyway, folks, we're going to be right back once I figure out what's going on out there. So be right back, everybody. Stay tuned.